fully convinced that our goose is cooked when it comes to the TikTok ban at all, but let's talk about what TikTok has meant to me and do one of these videos just in case. If we haven't met, I'm Deva, also known as History in 60 on here. I am a single mother of two. I hold degrees in both sociology and criminology, as well as a certification in social justice. I started on TikTok in about 2020, and realistically, even though you can't tell from the path my TikTok has taken, this started because I was really pissed off about Edward VIII one day and decided to make a video and talk about it, and then we find ourselves here. At that time, I didn't realize that this was going to become a community where the voice was able to be resonated so loudly, and that voice was saying, hey, maybe you grew up in a cult. Sure, but that wasn't your fault. You matter. Working on you is fine. No, you don't have to keep that person in your life if they're not bringing anything to your life. Healing is okay. Moving on, breaking cycles, and having that community and being a part of that community has been one of the best experiences of my entire life. If it wasn't for the direction that the content here took or the conversations that we've had, I would still probably be processing losing my brother in a very different way. Losing John, losing my dad, losing a lot of the things that I've lost, or even my own recovery has come into play here. Me as a parent, the things that I went through when I was a kid, the horrors that I've seen. And having that community where we all do have very similar stories, unfortunately, has been something that is almost irreplaceable. On top of that amazing community, once everything started going and it got very busy, this became something that created financial stability in my life, a stability that I'm not very familiar with. And I know everyone thinks paralegals make a ton of money and then you pay for daycare. It doesn't really even out. But that stability, instead of having to have 17 irons in the fire and 20 different side hustles, was a nice feeling for a change. I did listen to the TikTok hearings, and what I heard was judges being judges. I didn't feel like it went great for one side or the other, and the only people who know how they're going to decide at this point are the justices themselves. I think a lot of people are already giving up, and I kind of understand that. It's just no faith in the justice system, and I will never be the one to argue that for you, but I'm just waiting to see what's going on and to see if the goose is actually cooked before I start digging in. That being said, a move to the tubes of the U has actually been a plan for a while, but with full-time college kids, all that stuff, I haven't really got on it, so this lit a fire. So if the worst does happen, go to my link tree, that whole thing on my page, and find all the links and all of that stuff to the tube of the U and the Insta. And, let's just be kind to each other and hope for the best while preparing for the worst. Oh, and sister, I'll do a recap at some point this week. These episodes are horrendous. I don't even know what to do with that, but that'll be coming later this week. Hopefully not our last few posts. Who knows?